What is up, everyone? I'm Skratch. Welcome to the channel. This is another Dragonheir Silent Gods video. Today we got Arsalan on the channel because you know what? We're missing something. What are we missing, Arsalan? What's up, bro?
We missed on the epic reviews.
Yeah,
We missed the Radiance and Lightning. So we are going to finish off the series today,
absolutely.
hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely. We missed the last few epics, guys. I was away in holiday for a couple of weeks, and we haven't done the Radiance epics and the Lightning. So we're gonna do Lightning on Arsalan's channel. Make sure you guys head over and check it out after you finish the video. The link will be in the pinned comment as well. So we're gonna discuss about all these epic heroes. There are quite a few awesome ones in here, and today, in this video that you're watching right now, we're actually going to do the Radiance heroes here, and we have quite some awesome Radiance heroes. At least I do have a couple that I really like. But we're gonna kick
Yeah.
it off with Heio. If you wanna walk us through about this hero, talk a bit about him. What do you think about him?
Yeah, so Heio is like a rally DPS unit. He's decent. His damage is decent. He has this passive where he gets like 50% chance of granting rally. So it works very similar to what Alton in the Legendary does.
Mm,
And it's good to have because even if you have like somebody like Laurentiel who's going to provide the rally at his ultimate gauge is full, you really need these kind of champions so that they are filling the gaps when Laurentiel or somebody else is not providing you with rally.
yeah,
And his damage is actually pretty good. His ultimate actually hits decently hard. Uh, he increases his damage by 50% once he consumes the rally. So that's
yeah,
always good.
very good. Yeah,
So even though the multiplier is low, most of those rally units, they get the benefit from consuming rally and then doing the extra damage. So it somewhat like balances them out for doing the
hmm
most damage.
yeah, and even the battle skill has fairly decent multipliers here. 2 attacks,
Yeah.
300% attack. You know.
Yeah, and with its self-giving chance of getting rally, it's like a good standalone unit as well. So if you are
Yeah.
missing like, especially early game where you need a lot of support, you can just slide him in as a DPS and he can do the work. The only problem with him is like he's melee, but most of the rally units are melee, so
Yeah.
it becomes a little harder to you know keep them top up with health and everything because they take the blunt of the damage.
100%. Yeah. Seems fairly interesting. If you guys need a hero for your vortex, maybe just for the team, or you might need him for a specific dungeon where you can use melee heroes without having any sort of issues. You know, it's definitely a pretty viable option for a rally team. Then we have Martina, the 99 cents champion, right? Like,
Yeah,
you make a purchase and you're gonna get her for free, basically, on top of whatever you're purchasing. And I do think she's pretty interesting, man. Like, I used her a lot in the beta because my teams were kind of like Radiance, and I can't even remember what was paired with Fire, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong on that.
yeah. Radiance was paired with fire and
With
Beta.
Fire, right?
Yeah,
So that's kind of like what I was using last season. But I like that the passive is decent. When gaining rally, the hero recharges ultimate energy by 20%. Then you have the battle skill, which doesn't need to be. The hero doesn't require crit rate if she's in the right conditions, basically. You know, deals
yeah,
damage to surrounding enemies, guarantees a critical hit if there are 2 or more enemies and are hit, and then gains rally for 10 seconds. So you're gaining rally 2 with the battle skill, which is nice because you're kind of like preparing your ultimate skill, which again will be guaranteed crit if the hero has rally, you know, when it unleashes that, and ignores 40% of the defense and is AoE. I feel like she deals a lot of damage for an epic champion, and she's definitely a very solid one for pretty much
yeah.
every account that is not heavily wailing out, you know.
Yeah, no, she's great. Like the gear requirement for her is kind of less compared to some of the other champions DPS units. But you do need somebody who's providing her rally. So that's one thing. Like you can pair her with Heio, Laurentiel, anybody who's providing rally, she's going to be great at.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, very easy to build champion. Very good for early gamers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's nice to be able to get extra crit damage, extra attack on her, you know, and don't worry about the crit rate. But she does need to be kind of like spot on in the right place for everything to kind of like click, you know.
Yeah,
Garas, man, Garas.
best tank in the game. Best epic tank. One of the best actually.
I personally prefer Frorbart. I'll be honest with you. I know this
Crobat
champion.
is pretty amazing
His
too.
Garius is much better at staying alive alone because of all the defense that he's gaining from the passive. You know, he has the aura too. So gaining all this defense on himself is a massive boost in stats in survivability. So he's gonna stay alive much better than Frorbart as an example. But I just
Yeah.
like the utility that Frorbart brings all around with the decreased attack and the continuous heal basically with the nexus of healing, and I just prefer him for this specific reason, But I
Yeah,
think
but think of it like it's mutually exclusive, right? Like, so
mm,
for her bath team, you can't use in like some other pillars, some of the
yeah,
bosses fights that we are going on, continental challenges. So this guy really fills the role for like
yeah,
a very, very solid tank in Radiance and Lightning. So
hmm
if you're missing a tank there, you can definitely use him. He's good in arena too. Like he has some CC in his kit as well.
yeah.
Even if it's single target, you can still like play around with it.
Yeah, I definitely think so. And how you mentioned, he's spot on to be that tank that will help help you in places where others cannot, because he's much harder to kill than Frorbart or others, and that will actually really help to keep him alive, to tank for you better than the others.
Yeah.
Kamari or Calamari, how I like to call this one.
Calamari, yeah. It's a very interesting kit for a defense unit that he has. He's kind of like a resurrector too.
mm,
So he has the ability to resurrect the most recent dead ally. So if you lose two people in the same ultimate, like he was going to only resurrect one of them. But overall, like he's okay. Like he gets this defense up at the start of the battle, which lasts for 10 seconds. It's mostly, I think, geared for PvP.
yeah, I was
It's
gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, he's not like typically in a tank you want something going on like continuous heals like fur bath or attack down,
Mm.
something that is helping you sustain in the fight. But because resurrection alone is not going to be enough
No,
in this game, like resurrection is very weak in general. You get like 70% of the HP if I'm not mistaken, and 70% of the ult meter that you had before dying,
yeah, so
something like that.
it's decent, but it really depends, like how is the enemy team looking like, like what are they about to do to you once you're gonna get revived, are you gonna get smacked back to where you came from, or do you have a chance
Yeah.
to stand up and fight against them? But yeah, Kamari is that actually not really in my top 10 as a best tank, top 10 epic tanks. I feel like he's
Yeah.
out of it. uh on the other hand, Clovis, he is in my top 10. I do think he's better than Kamari in my opinion. He just tends to bring better utility, general utility. You have defense aura for all battles, which is very nice. The hero gains one stack of persistence, which basically gives him 10% defense, so you can stack up to 30% defense from the passive. You have a taunting and defense up on the champion, and then you have a attack penalty, and ramps into the enemy, reduces their ultimate energy, which is very very nice. So I do feel like he brings a
Yeah,
bit
he's
of
good
more
for like
utility.
all the dungeons and bosses in the
Mm,
game. Like if you're missing an attack down in Radiance, he's definitely going to fill that role. But it's not an AoE attack down.
no,
Like so, it's good for like a Vortex team that you want to build out. He's
yeah.
going to help keep himself alive. If you want the Call of Lightning tank, he's great spot for it. But yeah, outside of that, in arena or anywhere else, it's okay. It's not the yeah. There are better ones I think are available. Like in arena, I would rather go with Garas
Yeah,
for sure.
100%. There are better ones available. 100%. Yeah, like he's kind of like at the end of the top 10. In terms of epic tanks, from
Yeah.
what I had on the list. Nessa, she looks pretty awesome, right? I love the design on this champion.
Yeah, she's pretty cool. It reminds me of Lysandra.
Mm. She looks kind of like
Lysandra also has like a dagger similar to hers
yeah.
on a
She looks
knife.
a high elf Persian sort of vibe. I don't know why I'm getting that vibe, like Prince of Persia high elf, something like that.
Yeah, she's okay. I think her problem is like she's a melee support unit first of all, so she's only going to do like single target attack down on her battle skill, and on her ultimate she's doing healing prohibition.
Mm. Which is
it's
not
it's
great. Yeah.
weird because she kind of fills in that role of like DPS slash support unit where her multipliers are actually decent for two hitter 300% damage, but she doesn't really fit the spot. And healing prohibition as a single target you only need in rot,
Yeah.
and when you're at like mid season to late season you really don't feel the need of having her. Like if you have no other option for attack penalty 2, you can use her, but yeah, it's not worth the investment I feel like.
Yeah, I'm actually debating. I'll be honest. I'm debating because I'm trying to build a Radiance team for my Vortex, and I want to make a 5 elemental team because if not, I'll be missing so much on the stats.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking to make her for decrease attack. I'm still not sure if I'm gonna use her or no. It's just so hard, man, to get all these pots in the Goblin to level up so many heroes. It's crazy, crazy, crazy.
Definitely. Goblin is like, I hate it completely. They need to rework the entire thing.
Yeah, we need to get more, especially once you're moving mid-season. That's the time when you're in there for the fun. You wanna build a lot of different champions, test them out, because there isn't much else that you can't really do. Once you're kind of like beat all the stage nine dungeon stages on 9. You're kind of like doing the Fae, you're doing the pillars. Is not that much left around there. So,
Yeah, mid-season is very boring in this game. I think this is something that they need to fix next season. They need to add a bigger story. So till the otherworldly exploration opens up, we have, something to do in the game.
yeah, I feel like it's nice now how they're doing with the D&D, because we're gonna get new bosses, new challenges, something with the D&D collaboration. I'm not sure what. It's just from what I've seen that they've posted. So that's gonna be interesting, hopefully.
Yeah. I'm
Tatlin.
looking forward to it.
Yeah, 100%. So we have Tatlin right here. Every 6 basic attack grants a ally with rally. Interesting if you have a lot of attack speed on him, I guess.
Yeah, he's one of those champions that fills in the role of he's labeled as a DPS, but he's more of a you know giving support to your main DPS to do more damage. All his skills are like kind of like that, like even with providing with rally. Then on his ultimate, he's also going to launch 3 attacks and gain 20% to all rally allies. So he's kind of in that mid zone of doing damage and providing support to your main DPS unit.
Yeah. Just, I guess, fairly interesting. Not something that I would build, honestly.
Yeah, there are better option for damage support, and that's Alvis.
Yeah, I was
Alvis
gonna
is great
say
for damage support.
there he is. There he is, Mr. Alvis. He does look cooler too. So we have attack in all battles, which is very, very nice. Then when carrying no rally, the hero will duplicate rally if any ally on the battlefield gains rally, which is nice. Then we have the battle skill, deals radiant damage to enemies. Then a chance to put the rally to the ally with the highest attack, which is the
Yeah,
best thing that you want. You want to have rally on the hero with the highest attack because that's going to be your main source of damage. So that's going to be more than welcome. Then grants attack up, crit rate, crit damage to an ally, and if the hero is under rally while casting, consumes rally and grants the above buffs to another ally under rally. So it's a lot of stuff going on here.
yeah, he's good for like providing support to your main DPS unit. But I think the map that they have put out is like misleading, right? Like he doesn't do damage on his ultimate. So
Mm.
I don't know what what that means exactly. Like, is he going to provide rally and all those stuff to the ally in front of him? But I
I
don't think
think
that's
it's
the case.
mainly just to kind of like point out that it's only to one ally, you know.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
so. I think so because if not, people might think, well, it's to all the team or something like that, and maybe just to try to avoid some of the confusions that they have there. Gituna. Now, she can smack pretty good.
Yeah, she does really really good with her ultimate. Her ultimate is pretty amazing
Hmm.
for dealing damage. Very high multiplier, 700 radiant damage, and when she consumes, she deals like this additional true damage. And true damage kind of ignores.
Everything,
It's
yeah.
kind of like based off of enemy max HP kind of thing.
Hmm.
So it does hit really really hard. Her battle skill is also pretty interesting. Like, so she's gonna each basic attack is going to deal additional damage.
Yeah.
It's not a drive damage for those of you wondering. It's just like a regular, but this one is going to take your crit chance and crit damage into account when you're dealing this kind of skills.
Yeah, so it's basically just regular damage, but it's gonna happen for 8 seconds, which will be nice. It's basically boosting your basic attack. So
Yeah,
overall, she's a pretty good DPS hero. And if you are looking to build a Rally team and you have her available, and you are looking for a DPS that's not necessarily for arena, she's good. For arena as well, I feel like she's not necessarily the best hero to do work.
yeah. Again, the melee units always struggle.
Yeah. The Hexandra moved up a tier, became
Yeah,
epic, and now she's named Katherine. I visited her last night actually, just just messing around. But she's actually nice. I like her. I'm using her in the Rot, in the Grave of Rot, and in other content. You're getting a shield when the ally with the HP is fully restored. The HP of the ally is fully restored. I cannot speak anymore, so the overflowing is gonna be a shield. You're getting a healing, defense up on the lowest HP, and then you have heals all allies, similar with Hexandra, for example, but you're getting debuff immunity as well, which I really
That
like.
debuff immunity is really strong, especially for Vortex 4 fights. You really need this.
Mm,
She's a great overall healer. Yeah, all her skills are based off her enlightenment, so definitely build her out with a lot of enlightenment.
yeah,
Use the HP plus enlightenment set if you want for survivability.
that's what I have on mine actually.
Yeah, you can also build her in 3 year emblem set. So whenever she's doing her ultimate and
That's
healing,
exactly what I have, brother. Exactly
yeah,
what I have on. She's getting a bit of extra as well, you know. So she's actually putting up a good amount of healing. I like the hero quite a bit. Yeah, big fan. I'm happy that I got her because I recently got her. You know, I was having her on my list together with Vikak. I summoned her, and the next day they added a 99 cents chest, you know, for epics, and I was like, yeah, Vikak is mine now, finally. So that was a good
yeah.
good touch. Then we have dueling.
Dueling
Another.
is pretty bad. I feel like he's doing attack penalty 1 on his battle skill, which I think they should just rework it entirely so that no epic has attack penalty 1.
Yeah, I know,
There's really
100%.
no purpose for it. The AoE taunt, the mini AoE taunt is okay for arena, but in dungeons or in any PvE content, yeah, this skill is somewhat wasted, except in Pillar of Trial maybe.
Yeah, it's
But
gonna be good there. Yeah.
yeah, on his ultimate, he does grant ally protections and he gains a defense up. But again, ally protection he makes him kind of squishy because if there's there's not many content out there where you really need ally protection. I feel like it's another buff that they should really look at, or they should look at content where ally protection becomes more viable.
Mm. Yeah, I mean the kit that he has, the rest of the kit is not it's not that viable anywhere. Like if his passive would basically, I don't know, shield him up whenever he takes 10% damage of the HP or something like that, you know, and then will
Yeah,
interact better with the ally protection. Then attack penalty 2. Maybe some healing instead of the taunt. He could be great for the vortex to keep the rest of the team alive. Maybe, you know, like he could have some different utility. But as it stands right now, I don't really see him being used more, except out of the pillars, in my opinion. Yeah.
yeah, and even like attack penalty 2 is so strong that it completely like you don't need the ally protection at all. Like that's
Mm.
the problem. Like attack penalty like if you have a choice between ally protection and attack penalty 2, definitely take attack penalty 2.
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, that will be just something on top, maybe to keep you up for 5, 10 more runs. You know.
Yeah.
And I think we are at the last, right? Gum,
Yeah,
yeah,
gum.
gum.
He was the reward for I think Pillars of Trials, if I'm not mistaken.
Ah, yeah. I think it's a reward somewhere. I've been so behind with that how I went away, you know, and I'm saving it to do it on streams, just so it's
Oh, okay.
content to do and stuff. But yeah, he's actually the reward. And when you're getting him, he's saying like, "You dumb, me one gum," you know.
Yeah, I feel like he's like that One Piece gum.
Yeah. He's not a
But
great hero though.
no, he's not. He dispels stuff. He also has attack penalty 1 again, which is weird. It's kind of like they copy pasted the previous guy that we reviewed, Dulling, on
Mm,
him. He's
pretty much.
instead of like the attack penalty 1, and he's doing blind instead of like taunt, like Dulling. And he also does some stunts on his ultimate, which is again okay for like arena and stuff, but you don't need it. Like you need other stuff from this champion for it to be truly viable.
I mean, this skill. I like it. I don't mind it. I don't like the
No, but
battle
it only
skill. You
hits
know.
3 targets. It only hits 3 targets.
Ah, no, it launches 3 attacks, bro.
Yeah, but it's only going to affect only 3 people.
I mean, yeah, based on the positioning. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It wouldn't be necessarily that amazing for arena. Maybe just for other type of content. But they need to put that attack penalty, a bigger version on the epics, man. You know, I mean, I feel like the champions that we're getting from rewards like this, you know, the Pillar of Trials, the May, they're kind of like meh, you know, like they're
Yeah,
not
they're
good.
pretty mad.
Yeah, exactly. Like champions that you wouldn't want to use. It's kind of like a trap. Don't invest in them. You know, like save your resources, leave them on the side, forget about them. But yeah,
Yeah,
guys.
pretty much. The reward champions are like usually like at least for epics they could have done a better job. Like the other one that we got for fire, right? I forgot her name. Liko. She's also pretty bad.
Yeah, she's.
There's no reason. There's some really cool epics in the fire and other Radiance teams that why would you ever like use this guy? Like the reward should have been a much better champion that people would want to play, right? So
Hopefully
there's
next
some
season.
excitement.
Hopefully next season we'll do better ones
Yeah,
because they're kind of like underwhelming 100%. You know. But awesome, Arsalan. Thanks for joining me, man. And guys, head over to his channel. The link is in the pinned comments if you wanna continue the conversation. And we are reviewing the lightning epics on his channel. So we're gonna talk about these bad boys and girls in here. That was all for the video. Appreciate all of you guys watching. And Arsalan, a pleasure to have you on the channel, brother.
pleasure to be here, mate. See you on the lighting with you now.
Peace.